on the books that they keep?
Well, I would say that, but I don't know that many people that have real books in their house anymore. They seem to have Kindles, or they just don't read at all, or on their phone, or something like that. So I'd say back in the day, yeah.
All right. Well, now we're 21 years old. You're recording the second album, 21.
Yes.
What did your diaries throughout the songwriting process look like then?
Drunk, chaotic, distressed, very, very sad. Yeah, along those lines.
And what did you do with them after the album was completed?
They are all hidden in a handbag somewhere in my wardrobe room in London. And I actually have no idea which one. So they could be missing for all I know.
That's good bonus material.
It is.
Which recording would you say challenged you the most?
Probably Don't You Remember. It was sort of my attempt at a country song. It starts super duper tender and soft, which I'm not brilliant at. By the end, I'm wailing, which is way more my comfort zone. But I'd say Don't You Remember.
Yeah. And then there was your throat surgery.
It was.
I heard John Mayer offer some guidance after this procedure. What did he share with you?
He just, he was just sort of very encouraging to stay silent and be patient, and that actually my injury was a very common singer's injury, so not to worry too much about it. So yeah, he was great. He's such a sweetheart. I like him so much.
How would you describe the difference in your voice pre and post procedure?
It was definitely heading towards a Tom Waits sound that I had before my surgery, getting very, very husky. And afterwards, it was a brand new voice. It was so clean and pure, yeah.
Yeah. And would you ever release the alternate version of 21?
No, because if I wanted to do that, I would have done it already. So.
Fair point. Okay. So, fashion questions.
Okay.
Heels or slides?
Hate slides. It's got to be heels.
Bare feet or heels on stage?
Barefoot, so I don't fall over.
And what's your most iconic style moment?
Well, I would say probably my Armani moment in 2012 at the Grammys. Oh. And I was pregnant, so I just loved that dress.
Who's your fashion icon?
Kate Blanchett.
Who always gets it right on the red carpet?
Kate Blanchett.
Okay. And what do you never leave the house without wearing?
Hoop earrings.
Who makes your favorite eyeliner?
Pat McGrath.
And what fashion advice can you offer me right now?
Just keep on doing what you're doing. Comfort over style.
Thank you.
That's what I do too.
I appreciate that. And when you're making your third album, 25, you said that making this album was the hardest thing that you've ever done.
It was.
But what was the easiest song on the album to write?
Definitely Remedy. I think it's probably because it's about my son.
And what was the most valuable thing that you learned from producer Max Martin?
All about the hooks.
For anyone looking to write a killer pop song, what's the most important piece of advice to consider?
It's all about the hooks.
About the hooks, okay. And what was the biggest difference between working on 19, 21, and 25?
Well, 19, I hadn't long been signed, so I only had like 4 songs. So I had to actually really write an album, it felt like. 21, I couldn't stop writing it. It was just pouring out of me. I was such a hot mess. And then 25, I just didn't have time to write, really. So I just had a newborn baby. So not much. Let's go outside.
Okay, let's do it.
It's lovely out here.
Which venue was most intimidating or terrifying to perform in?
After you. I would say the ANZ Stadium in Sydney. It was something silly like 100,000 people.
Oh, this is beautiful. This
is
so
very English out here.
It feels like it, yeah.
It's also very Grey Gardens.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was your favorite city to play in?
Always London.
Yeah? Have you found any cures for stage fright?
Sadly not.
No?
No, none whatsoever.
What's the strangest thing you've seen someone do at one of your shows?
A middle-aged woman drink too much, pass out, then piss herself while she got carried out. Vegas, obviously.
Vegas, obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously. Do you cry while singing any of your songs?
I do, to quite a few of my new ones, yeah.
Oh, wow. What piece of advice would you give to your 19-year-old self?
That your love life's gonna get a lot worse.
Ooh. Truth.
It's truth, yeah.
How about any advice for anyone getting started in music?
Well, the best advice I ever got was to keep your heart safe and your music dangerous. And I live by that, so that would be my piece of advice too.
That's good. How has becoming a mom changed your songwriting?
I just don't really have much time to do it anymore.
And what's the best advice your own mom gave you about parenting?
To chill out and stop being so regimented with the routine.
What's your happiest memory with your mom?
Probably when she moved back in with me when I was 21. I was really falling apart and she lovingly put me back together.
So sweet. And I would assume that she's your roommate on the road when you're on tour?
No, because she's still my mother, so she still thinks that she can tell me what to do. So no, she just comes to the shows.
It's always going to be like that. And why was it important for you to support victims of the Grenfell Tower fire?
Just felt like I had to. It was right around the corner from where my house in London is. And it was, it overtook the UK. We couldn't believe that there was a building like that in the middle of